farmers market is pretty special. It's, I think, the most similar to the Union Square market. It runs year-round. As long as farmers are willing to stand out here in the cold, there are tents out and people are selling things. And so it's a very regular part of a lot of the neighborhood's morning on the weekends. They expect this to be here and they get to know all the farmers, and we're an odd part of that, being over here on the side. People get to know us too. They think we're selling and we explain to them what we're about. CSA is Community Supported Agriculture, and it basically means members of the community directly supporting a farm to grow and produce their produce for the season. It's like an investment. The members pay ahead of time. It gives all the members a direct interest in the food that they're buying and cooking and eating because they know where it comes from. People need to sign up anywhere from 2 to 6 months in advance. They pick up their food for 6 months of the year, June through November. Everyone has to do a work shift throughout the season, and they're signing up for work shifts, sometimes 6 months in advance. It takes a lot of pre-planning. So you get a lot of people who are hesitant to make the commitment, but once they've gone through a season one time and get used to this pattern and this like regularity of abundant food, they always come back the next year. So
every other week I come here and pick it up, and it becomes basically the core of everything that I'm cooking. I mean, I really prioritize all this food. It's local, it's organic, it's like people's love has gone into it.
You know, one of the big arguments against organic food is it's too expensive. But you say, like, well, the reason it's too expensive is these non-organic foods are being produced with labor that's not, you know, not being paid a fair wage or being enslaved. I mean, like, that's the reason that organic food seems more expensive than conventional food. All those are things that don't get factored into traditional accounting.
Cities around the country are now redesigning their zoning to allow for urban agriculture and developing new programs and policies to help make the food infrastructure efficient, sustainable, and support not just the health of people in the city, but also the health of rural communities surrounding our cities.
When you're trying to start a food business, you look at the prices of various ingredients, then try to make a good decision about how you want things to work. I just ruled out a whole category of stuff. It's like, I'm definitely not doing any conventional eggs. I'm not doing conventional milk. I'm getting all this stuff from people that I can go talk to. That was sort of the main criterion. It was just sort of well, I've got to make it work with these ingredients.
Think about all the kind of business and social action that happens in that little triangle area on a Saturday morning. It's really incredible. First, it was the Greenpoint Williamsburg CSA. They were dropping off compost with us and then doing their CSA pickup, basically right in front of our project, right between the garden and the compost pile. So the three sites kind of had this, you know, green, environmentalist kind of bent to it. And also the food cycle, you know, like the nutrient cycle of people getting their food and bringing their food waste. It was just kind of a perfect marriage, you know. Over half of New York City's garbage is transferred through this area of Brooklyn, which is East Williamsburg, Greenpoint, and also in Queens, Maspeth, and Ridgewood. Our whole waste stream is exported out of city. Whenever you deal with any kind of waste locally, you're removing tonnage from that truck, from the need for the next truck, and then the impacts even, you know, as far away as Pennsylvania.
At my first job, I was washing dishes and bussing tables in a restaurant. I think in that one, more than any other place I'd ever been, I saw what restaurants can do for a community. As I grew up and sort of tried to get away from restaurants into normal jobs, I still kept thinking about the feeling of working directly with people and giving people something that you'd made with your hands. It wasn't something I was doing for an intermediary who would then go on and improve things. I was like, I can actually help, you know, this farmer or you know, this person who's trying to eat, you know, better food. I can directly affect that person's efforts.
I don't know if it's Williamsburg. It's definitely gentrification, right? So there's just more young families in the neighborhood. Those young families definitely take advantage of the green market and the community garden. Kind of family-friendly social activities that happen in that little space. It's definitely population growth. And it used to be a very small group of people, and it's kind of doubled every year.